Hello, my name's Alison, and I'm going to tell you about my experience of volunteering in health. So, in April 2019, my mum was diagnosed with a cancer of the bile duct and had a stent put in to her liver. And following the operation in Torquay, she went into Dawlish Hospital, where we met a representative from Volunteering in Health for the first time, Jan Bourne, who came and talked to Mum about options available to her when she was discharged from hospital. One of the first things I remember she did, which no one had done, was to say to Mum how difficult it must have been to get that diagnosis of cancer and how that must feel. And she straight away built a rapport with Mum, with me, with my sister, which made us feel very differently to how we'd felt previously, as Mum had been receiving the medical care. So it was very reassuring for us all. I will apologise now if there are any interruptions. We've got 2 Labradors, 2 teenagers, and perhaps somebody will knock on the door and it'll all get very noisy. So, following Mum's discharge, somebody from Volunteering in Health came to Mum's flat. I wasn't there, but I know they came and they helped her complete an application for the attendance allowance, which she received up until she died a month ago. The other thing that we became aware of quite quickly on meeting Jan was her awareness of how the system worked, which is very daunting for someone who's ill, daunting for anyone caring for anyone who's ill, and invaluable if you're going to get good support and healthcare. So that was another thing that I wanted to add. So Mum may have had contact with Volunteering in Health. In fact, yes, I think they did help her source a cleaner for her flat and perhaps other things that I don't know about or I can't remember. During lockdown, May time, end of April, May time, Mum became quite unwell and had to be submitted into Turner Ward, which was based at Newton Abbot Hospital. And very sadly, during her stay there, was told that she'd only have a few months to live, as she'd had a big infection and which was untreatable because of the cancer. So got back in touch with Jan Bourne, and from that moment on became our, well, I think I called her a little angel at one point when she came to visit us, but was always, visited Mum regularly, gave invaluable support on the ins and outs of palliative care, when actually at that time the healthcare professionals were unavailable when we needed them due to COVID, and not only that, the complexity of the care, it was unfathomable. Without Jan and the Volunteering in Health, I think we would have found it incredibly difficult. And we also phoned them about things like where we could get food that was being delivered during lockdown. And they pointed us to the Alice Cross Day Centre, who were amazing, and lent us a wheelchair and told us all about the local stuff that was going on. And that was with 3 of us, me and my siblings, trying to find out all this stuff. So Volunteering in Health were brilliant. always very empathetic. So I'd say that as a whole, we did have some good healthcare professionals we came into contact with, but none, maybe they were more constrained by their roles and their organisations than volunteering, certainly than Jan was, who was able to have that human approach, which is vital, I think, for anyone suffering from a life-limiting disease and their carers and siblings. It helped us navigate what is an increasingly stretched and complex healthcare system, where people can sometimes be too busy to relate to the human at the centre of whatever they're going through. So can't praise them enough. Jan was there at some pretty dire moments in Mum's care and was incredibly supportive, and I can't praise what you're doing enough. And if there's anything we can do to help keep you going, then please do let us know. Anyway, Jan even came to Mum's funeral, which was lovely. So yes, not quite sure if this is what you wanted, Jan, but this is my experience of volunteering in health.